just when I thought I was out, they pull me right back in. The little board too, $15,000 to first place. They are going to keep me drafting right up until Roger Goodell calling his very first name of the 2025 NFL Draft. Let's have ourselves a day.
It's Short King summer, dude. It just feels like no one in fantasy sports ever learns anything. Does he mistime it, or is Brock Bowers just a grown man? Brock Bowers is just a grown man. Dare I say, Rich, football might be back. In the words of Lane Johnson, this offense looks constipated. It's Short King summer.
Are we doing out there in the streets? Are we early? Yeah, we're early. I started early. Davis, why did you start early? I started early because I thought that Peter was going to be done at noon, and it turns out that Peter it was done significantly before noon Central Time. So don't want to be going the same time as Peter. Let me tweet this link out real quick. I wasn't joking. I'm live right now. So, yeah, the break from streaming drafts. What I suppose that break from streaming drafts a good 48 hours. Good 48 hours from streaming drafts. You know, we love to see it. What do I think of the Tet to the Jags buzz? I think no chance, none. Super unlikely in my opinion. Okay. Also need to there are new rankings up on davismattek.com, patreon.com/davismattek, and I need to upload those rankings into the draft applet, and I need to upload those rankings into the Sidekick. So let's do that right now. Rankings, NFL, CSV upload. Beautiful, simple process. And let's do this over on the Sidekick as well. Upload custom rankings. Done. There we go. The lake was awesome. The Chipotle catering, unbelievable. I literally just had it for lunch. I got some busy work done this morning, and I just had some leftover Chipotle catering, and let's go rip some little boards. Don't know. Not gonna be live for like that long today. I'm actually recording a video for the channel with Jacob Gibbs from CBS this afternoon. So we'll be live for a little bit. I'll do 2 or 3 drafts, and we will, we'll hang out. We'll catch a vibe. We'll see what's going on. GM, Raymond, how we doing? I believe this is the case. I never really remember if big board ADP equals starting Best Ball Mania ADP. I assume that is the case, but I suppose that I don't know. Now, here's a question. How many of you are going to max the little board too? You've been asking for it. How many of you are going to max the little board too? I mean, I'll say literally a 100% chance that I max the little board too. I'll probably do like 10 of these at a time. They're not going to be yeah, I actually don't know why they did 3 days. I guess they filled. I know, I kind of thought the last draft was going to get canceled too. All right, we're picking at the 1.9 in this draft. Where are we at friends and family wise? We got BG Lakers 10. We got Travioli. Who else is here? Is that it? Is that it for friends and family? Let me tell you, dude, the little board, great one. Great draft to do slappy drafts. Coolers is skipping. Yeah, I think in my memory, this is correct. Yeah, everyone starts out with like whole number rankings. All right, there we go. Andrew's in. My boy John is in. All right, so we got friends and family. Oh, I didn't even look at the payout structure. I assume it's not great. Whatever, man. You know, payout, schmayout. What do we got for payout structure? So payout structure, 15K to first, 1,500 for 10th. I mean, whatever, dude. It's a $3 tournament where you can win $15,000. You know, it just is. It is what it is, I think. Slapping it up. We're doing BTJ. I know. I never even think to look at the payouts, really. All right, my man CBK is in the 4-hole. How is the little board different from the normal contest? I don't really think it is. I mean, it's 20 rounds, so it's probably a little different than your 18 rounds. If you max, it's 100% extra buy-in. Sure. Yes, it's a $3 draft where you can draft Bashal Tootin and Devin Neal on the same team. Oh, I didn't even look at this. 4 out of 12 advance. I did not look at that. 4 out of 12 advance. All right. Oh, I uploaded the wrong sheet of rankings. Okay, let's go AJ Brown. Yeah, I need to go back to rankings. I uploaded the wrong sheet. Here we go. It's like, I know I didn't have Derrick Henry ranked that high. All right, so classic slappy grown man start. Brian Thomas Jr. and AJ Brown. Yes, the hoops this weekend was awesome. I thought pretty much all the basketball was good this weekend. Also, some good hockey games as well. Great time for sports. Yes, I got a little sinus thing going on. I'll be fine tomorrow. Just a small. I still went up and I still got up and went to the gym today. So, and I didn't feel too bad. So we're chilling. Yes, I did. Did you guys see this AJ Brown tweet? This was very funny. What did AJ Brown tweet? Young AB1. I'll pull it up. Wait, no, that's what is the actual AJ Brown tweet? It's a really funny one. AJ Brown. Ooh, had the JT winner. No YouTube notifications for you despite being subscribed. Yes, isn't what is it? K1 always open? K1 always open or something like that. All right, I gotta find this. No YouTube notification. 1K always open. 1K always open. Yeah, 412 equals, I think it makes 2 QB and 2 tight end more relevant. Mark got the ping. My understanding of the way YouTube notifications work is that they're kind of screwy. This tweet is deleted now. The AJ Brown tweet is deleted now. I was at the top of John's For You page. Yeah, it's why YouTubers always tell you to hit the bell. You know what? I mean, I have like no Josh Jacobs teams, but getting Josh Jacobs that far, getting Josh Jacobs 7 spots after ADP with the Brian Thomas Jr. AJ Brown start, that is fine. Totally fine by me. So 4 out of 12 advance, huh? 4 out of 12, 2 out of 10, 1 out of 8. I mean, I would say in 4 out of 12 advance, I think I wouldn't think it would be so much about specific players. It would be more roster constructions. And I definitely think Peppertoni is correct. You're much more into 2 quarterback, 2 tight end, because a zero at tight end. You can definitely lean into 0 running back just because it takes fewer total points to advance, right? I mean, it's pretty simple. But if 40 less points, there we go. Well, GM, Pious Devil, thank you for the lead. Yeah, I think this would be my biggest structural advice, though, would be 4 out of 12 advance. You really can lean into the 0 and hero running back stuff. You know what? Let's do a little bit of Chase Brown. Josh Jacobs, Chase. I know I just said lean into the 0 running back, but that's just a pretty cromulent start to a draft. Yeah, 2-8-8-2 with like all your wide receivers drafted by like round 14 is probably a good idea. Like, I think you could get away with a lot of builds where maybe you take your first running back at Jalen Warren or something, and if you just hit on one of Giddens or Neal or Corum or whoever, then you end up with an easier path to advance, because yes, this is a non-slappy start. So I kind of think about it like if you guys play these FFPC teams, the season-long high-stakes leagues where the playoffs start really early, 0 running back teams are oftentimes structured very well to win those contests, but they also have a hard time making the playoffs. It's just more difficult to make the playoffs in that format because of the slow start. Because if you have 4 weeks of waiting for your dudes to get there, then you can go 0 for 4. I don't think this is true. I don't think 1 quarterback, 9 running backs, 9 wide receivers, 1 tight end is the skeleton key. You give up more points than you would think, even going from 3 quarterbacks to 2. A 3 quarterback room, like let's say you did Jaden Daniels, Brock Purdy, and any late round quarterback. Take your pick. Daniel Jones, Jalen Milroe, Derek Carr, whoever it is. This is both true in the Best Ball Manifesto, and then Easy of easydfs.xyz has looked into this. Your 3rd quarterback adds more points than you think. The 3rd quarterback conundrum is that in general, yes, they are not contributing to you. Yeah, Travis Hunter in the 5th. People are feeling themselves in the little board. But by and large, that 3rd quarterback scores way more than you would think, even with 2 other top pairings. All right, let's do Jordan Addison on this one. Continue to be above market on Jordan Addison. 2-10-6-2 with the first 6 picks of wide receiver, 10 rookie running backs. Look, man, I would not say no. Yeah, last year was very, very tough to do 0 running back in FFPC. My results last year was, not surprising. Last year was definitely like my worst year ever in FFPC, which is brutal. What is the deal with the Addison suspension risk? Frankly, I have not heard anything. I've not heard any updates. Haven't even Drew Davenport, who's like the legal sports report guy who's into fantasy football. I haven't even gotten anything from him. Not to say that he has not said anything, but I just haven't. It has not come across my timeline. All right, yeah, I mean, this is just a Juwan Jennings pick. Juwan Jennings is the 4th wide receiver with Brian Thomas, AJ Brown, Jordan Addison. That's a nice little layering of scoring there. This would have been a fun team to maybe take Laporta. Maybe I should have considered that. Yeah, my understanding was that it was always going to be 3 games. You just have to hope that it's not the 3 games that really matter. I think the takeaway from that kind of information is that the late rounds are full of trash. Yeah, the third, I mean, that has been my thesis the entire time in the big board, and it's why I don't have a ton of elite quarterback, is that these third quarterbacks, these Milrose, these Carrs, even Aaron Rodgers, even Russell Wilson, these guys are just way more likely to be productive fantasy assets than Nick Nash. If you were guaranteed the same production in the 20th round of this year as last year's Sean Tucker and Vele, would you take that or go more conservative? You gotta be a little bit more specific. Are you saying that I get to run back Sean Tucker's 300 yards and 3 touchdowns, 417 scrimmage yards? I mean, I would take 0 Sean Tucker. I would take 0 Sean Tucker if I knew that was his stats. And then who's the other guy? You asked for Vele. Devon Vele ended up with 475 yards and 3 touchdowns. What was his most points in a game? His most points in a game was 12 and a half. I would also go 0. I would also go straight 0 of those guys. Do I have any NFL draft bets? And if so, do I have a favorite one? I have not made any yet, but I would tell you exactly what I would do is I would go to this, I would go to the NFL draft page over on Gambly. Let me make this pick. I'm a little sick. Not like sick. I got a little throat tickle. This feels like, what do we do here? What do we do? Do we take Hawkinson and set up McCarthy? Or do we take Igbuka? I think we do. Igbuka is really the last of a tier. Yeah, I think there's a pretty big tier breakdown there to Downs. And I would do on for NFL draft stuff, I would find the craziest long shot prices on the pick 5 and pick 6. People are going kind of crazy on the odds for NFL draft main markets. So player drafted 1st overall, I would go to player drafted 5th overall and 6th overall and just look at some of the crazy numbers here. Like, look, man, Ashton Jeanty is not plus 110 to go pick 6. You know, there just is no way that is right. Okay. All right, so I didn't get Hawkinson. Nate H51 snapped him off. Huh. All right, well, I guess, you know. What do we do? Do we do Bo Nix and set up Mims? I don't want to take another running back, really. I think it's definitely quarterback. I could do, you know what? All right, let's take Aaron Jones and set up McCarthy, actually. Got like no Aaron Jones. That's kind of a fun pairing. So like, for example, this price on Will Campbell, 26-1 to be drafted 6th overall. Like right now, Will Campbell is like a huge favorite to go 4, but there's like absolutely no reason that the Patriots have to take Will Campbell. You know, There's no reason that Tet can't go 6th overall. You know, I don't know. Could these guys down here, like, no chance. Could Malachi Starks go in the top 10? Yeah, absolutely. Mr. Vinegar, we are in the Little Board 2 on Underdog Fantasy. Yeah, well, Artillery Frost, the market is already ahead of you. Travis Hunter goes at 54 in the Little Board 2 from Mr. John Step 06, who is in the chat here on the channel. Yeah, it's also with NFL draft betting, it's important to watch for big moves because you will get inside info, and a lot of times it is worth taking the worst number. 100%. You know, no doubt about that. But yeah, and I would for sure, because, like, I don't know, here, let's just pull up a random price. Let's do Will Johnson. Look at the discrepancy in prices. So I would smash. I would be heavily using that Gambly page. I use that Gambly page for everything. It's very an example of getting AI to work for me without being stupid. GM, how we doing, brother? Last year, I went all in on the 49ers and got crushed. Should I learn my lesson? I don't know, man. They're in a pretty good spot. All right. I could do Jordan Love Craft. I don't want to do that. You know what is actually way more fun? Way more fun is Fields. Now, can you guys tell me, why is David Njoku's ADP falling? Why is David Njoku's ADP lower? I see no way that David Njoku is not the best tight end value on the board right now. Why would David Njoku be going after Evan Engram? That makes them. Is it Travis Hunter? Yeah, I wonder if this is it. Scared of Hunter taking. I did move Jeanty way down in my rankings in this most recent update. I moved Jeanty down to 80 based on the assumption that Hunter is going to be a Brown. Not that I was big on Jeanty before, but I think martingailing the 49ers is probably pretty strong. All right, so we have Fields solo. We can probably try and press quarterback to the next round. Yeah, I think we do that. You know what? I'm just taking Slappy Njoku, dude. I don't care. Njoku is just, like, locked in. Oh man. If his quarterback is Tyler Shuck, then it's over for me. Yeah, I liked Njoku at 95 too. All right, this is a good game. Let's pull up the Mike Clay 2025 NFL projections, which is obviously there's a lot left to be going for them, but I think it's pretty instructive. And let's go look at the David Njoku projection. So this is how he has it broken down right now. He has David Njoku for 119 targets, 79 receptions, 808 yards, and 6 touchdowns. That's 195 PPR points. So if we look at 2024 fantasy points per game, 195 at tight end. 195 would have been the tight end 5. That's exactly how many Travis Kelce scored last year. I don't know, man. Yeah, 100%. People do just get bored. And Njoku, I guess it's kind of funny because you think he's young, dude. I mean, he's about to be 29. He's been in the NFL forever. Last year, he averaged 5.5 receptions per game, 45 yards per game. The season before, 5 receptions per game, 55 yards per game. Basically broke out after Deshaun Watson left. I mean, likely is for sure a Giga Valley. If Andrews gets traded, we'll see if he does or not. I remain a little bit less confident that he gets traded than the market. You know, people are very, very hip to that. You know, I think we'll see. There is no such thing as a Kenny Pickett team. Yes, Walter, you actually make a great point about drafting in these pre-draft contests, that the guys who do not have clear stackable quarterbacks are just values. They are values from a projection standpoint. 100%. Yes, Shuck being the top quarterback for anyone is racism. I don't care. I don't get it, man. I watched a little bit of Shuck just to see what was happening. So brutal, man. I will have 0 Daniel Jones. No Daniel Jones teams for me. Definitely Anthony Richardson. You know, if Daniel Jones starts, he will be like an adequate at best fantasy option. If Anthony Richardson wins the quarterback contest, he can be a legitimate quarterback 1 in fantasy. All right, quarterback pushing works out. I'm going to take Lawrence. If Herbert comes back around, I've got no issue picking him as well. Got Trevor Lawrence stacked there with Brian Thomas Jr. Where did McCarthy go in this one? Yeah, McCarthy goes to the Jefferson drafter, as they should. Can't tilt that. The Tyler Shuck Brock Purdy prom picture is really, really good. I for sure disagree with this, that likely is better than Andrews, but I understand that perspective. I think Andrews is a little underrated, basically because he dropped that pass or dropped the 2-point conversion. All right, what do we do here? We've got Fields and Lawrence as our quarterbacks, Josh Jacobs, Chase Brown, Aaron Jones, BTJ, AJ Brown, Jordan Addison, Juwan Jennings, Emeka Egbuka. Maybe we test this theory out and we click a little likely right here. Can Musgrave be this year's likely? I gotta say, like, no chance. But never say never, man. Never say. Oh, here, look, I'm gonna do the thing you guys always ask me to do. I'm gonna center the bar up top there. What do we do? Do we do likely and done at tight end, or Tootin? Let's do likely. Sure. What is Andrews better than likely at? Basically everything, I would say. Can't really think of one thing. Likely might be like a slightly better open field athlete, I suppose. Mark Andrews has a career, 84.7 receiving grade from Pro Football Focus. His career yards per route run is 2.07, which is like great for a tight end. That's with having an average depth of target above 10. But likely is like, he's people do this thing with backup tight ends all the time. They, Isaiah Likely's career yards per route run, Likely doesn't even play full routes, and his yards per route run is 1.47. His PFF grade, what do you guys think his receiving PFF grade for his career is? It's 77. Likely is a totally fine player, but Mark Andrews is just Mark Andrews is just better at everything. And by the way, there is no shame in not being as good as Mark Andrews, who is like pretty clearly one of the best guys in this era to have ever played, right? Likely has been banged up too, though. Yeah, Mark Andrews had more yards in 2021 than Likely has in his 3-year career. Yeah, Mark Andrews is just a very, very good player. I know the last time we saw him, he dropped that pass, so everyone thinks he sucks. But yeah, literally exactly. All right. Definitely need a running back here. Maybe I should. We're kind of getting to the end of a tier break at wide receiver here. Let's, you know what? It's a new contest. ADP doesn't matter. We're getting our guys. Kyle Williams, come on down. He's a good fit for this room, and these running backs are all pretty flat to me after Giddens and Harvey go. Don't think we're going to get a Trey Tucker breakout year. He's like 27. I know. Where does Andrews get drafted if he just catches that pass? At least 15 spots higher. No, all these contests are going to lock and fill before the NFL draft. I think it says it right here. Yeah, it closes 6 p.m. No, 4:59 p.m. on Thursday. So no angle shoots to be had, brother. All right, let's I'm just going to tap the button here real quick on Ray Davis if Rebail 10 does not take him. All right, so running back room now of Josh Jacobs, Chase Brown, Aaron Jones, Ray Davis. Pretty strong. Yeah, it does sound this way, that the Ravens front office is preparing to move on from Mark Andrews, which, look, man, I'm not saying that Mark Andrews is, I don't think Mark Andrews is like the greatest tight end to ever play, and it would be insane to move on from him. Yeah, it is a large contest, so maybe they're doing some testing. We're playing the Castellanos home run prop. I would probably take the lower. I wonder if you can even do that on Underdog right now. Champions. Nick, are they going to let me do the no? Nope. Can't do the no home run. Tough scenes. Yeah, the little board is filling, brother. 56,000 entrants. Yeah. there's one thing we can do as a community, it's fill $3 drafts. And Keel Harry, yes, and Keel Harry, there's a fun little thing if you search in your draft applet, and Keel Harry is listed as a tight end. Nick, I think it will fill. Would Andrews rise if he gets traded to the Chargers? I would assume so. If he gets traded to the Chargers and Colston Loveland does not get drafted there, then yeah. And Keel Harry is my generation Sky Moore. Little board 2 tax write-off. I wish, brother. I wish that's how it worked. All right, how do we fill this team out? We definitely need a third quarterback. Dang, I was kind of hoping there was a Panthers pass catcher left, but I guess Jatavian Sanders is left. I did see the Pardon My Take tweet that PMT was doing my bit. Imagine the Barstool guys are viewers of the Davis Mattek YouTube channel. I mean, T-Bear, this is how I know you don't know ball. We'll do Braylon Allen, little stack there. Jacobs, Chase Brown, Aaron Jones, Ray Davis, Braylon Allen. Very chaperone-ass running back room. Saying things like this is how I know you don't know ball, T-Bear. I need you to watch the film, dude. I need you to really get your eyes in the film. Mark Andrews, as an old, slow, waddling guy with no yak, is still a good player. T-Bear said that Goddard is as better or as good as Andrews, which I just disagree with, frankly. I think even old, slow, type 1 diabetes, Mark Andrews, is still like the 9th best tight end in the NFL. I don't know, man. I think you prove you've never watched a game if you think that Dallas Goedert. Let me see if I can pull up the fantasy points data suite. I might not have access right now. Might have to send them a message. All right, we need a wide receiver. Is there a Jaguars wide receiver in there? Yeah, all right. This is going to be... Diami's lower in my ranks, but we got Trevor. Let's do it. Isaiah Likely losing out to a guy that can't even produce insulin. Not looking good for the Likely bros. Yeah, dude. You're saying it. All right. Is my fantasy points... Okay, I think I'm hip here. They let me back in. Shout out to my boys over at the Fantasy Points Data Suite. All right. Team. Baltimore. What metrics do we want to see? Receiving. Advanced receiving for the Baltimore Ravens last season. Charlie, I love this shit, brother. Arguing about tape watching in April. Nothing gets my blood going like that. Oh, actually, never mind, guys. I lied. My subscription lapsed, so I'm gonna have to send those dudes a message and say, please let me in. This I couldn't agree with more. I couldn't agree more with you, Pepper Tony, that the Ravens need to run more 2 tight end sets because their wide receivers suck. Okay. Justin Fields, Trevor Lawrence, Josh Jacobs, Chase Brown, Aaron Jones, Ray Davis, Braylon Allen, Brian Thomas Jr., A.J. Brown, Jordan Addison, Juwan Jennings, Emeka Egbuka, Kyle Williams, De'Ami Brown, who I do hate and think is a bad pick, but sometimes you got to stay woke, David Njoku, and Isaiah Likely. That's how I know that that Dan is a real ball knower, because Charlie Collar was actually a fun prospect. Goddard watches game film of Mark Andrews and hope of being able to hold his jockstrap one day. 100%. All right. Let's do on this one. You know what? We're living a little. It's slappy season. We'll do Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt. With the change in Philly offensive philosophy to run, well, Philly's always been run-centric. Yes. A.J. Brown was good last year in a year that Jalen Hurts didn't even throw 400 passes. A.J. Brown is like offense proof. He's just too good. I mean, Charlie Collar went to Iowa State. I assume he is a pretty decent run blocker. All right. Definitely need a third tight end on this team. And Njoku and Likely is not enough. We could probably stop at 7. We don't have to. I mean, this is actually a very well-distributed and balanced team, Davis. You did a good job building this team. And you know what? You're about to add some fun to the room, assuming Rebail does not take him. We are going to be selecting Jalen Milroe. Oh, you know what? It's the little board. We could be slappy. We could take a Rondé Gadsden. Why not? Why not a little Rondé Gadsden? Spice your life up. Jalen Milroe, come on down, brother. Yeah, Njoku likely could be enough, but if we've got the extra rounds, I mean, frankly, just okay. So Mason Taylor is picked 224. What is the base expectation for Jordan Whittington or Marquez Valdez-Scaling or Nick Westbrook-Akeen? I would not be surprised if Mason Taylor just outscores those guys straight up. It's a little board, dude. Play who you want. Yeah, Njoku likely is a BBM room. Yeah. Milroe, yeah, Milroe. Here's a wind horse. Milroe attending the draft, but Dart is not. Maybe Dart is just more sensitive. You know, Dart is he does not want the Will Levis thing to happen to him, but Jalen Milroe is like, dude, I've been through the gauntlet, brother. You guys aren't gonna hurt me. You're not gonna hurt me, brother. I think the right way to end this team is one more tight end, and frankly, maybe one more running back, actually. BTJ, A.J. Brown, Jordan Addison, Juwan Jennings, 2 rookies, and Egbuka and Kyle Williams and De'Ami Brown. I think that's fine. Yeah, maybe Dart gets stage fright. You never know. Maybe the people who send draft day invites are not. Well, I think the people who do the draft day invites are ball knowers, Chad. Now, all the running back ones go down in weeks 5 through 8. Just Jordan James, Raheem Sanders, or Jarquez Hunter have the best shot of having a 2020 James Robinson season. Honestly, Blake, I really mean this. I have no opinion. None. None of those 3 players, James, Sanders, or Hunter, do I have any real opinion on like that. They're all just like totally cromulent, fine running back prospects. They do not elicit a huge emotion in me. Do I hate them? Do I love them? I sort of nothing those guys. I've got no issue with Hunter there. Probably if you made me, and I am gonna take Mason Taylor here. If you made me place a wager on that, I would just take the one that weighed the most pounds, just because it's easier to lead a backfield if you're a bigger dude. Yeah, the Justin Blackmon mugshot. Sad times, man. Sad times. As a former drug and alcohol abuser, I hope very much that Mr. Blackmon gets the help he needs. Oh, Don, abandoning the Twitch chat, brother. GM, sir. How much your money weighs is probably correlated to how many fantasy points you score. I think the little board is going to fill. Yeah, I do. It seems like other people are not as enthusiastic as me, but I think it probably will fill. I'll tell you this. Your boy Davis Mattek will be maxing the little board. Fill or no fill, they will get my entries in. I wonder if this is kind of intentional. PSX. Now, if you remember last year, they released a contest literally the day of the NFL draft, and they called it the War Room. I am just happy to have something else to draft. Okay. I actually am going to take a wide receiver. I think the running backs are fine. I'll take Parker Washington. We'll do a little bit of a hedge here. We'll do double Jacksonville wide receivers. All right. Final team: Justin Fields, Trevor Lawrence, Jalen Milroe, Josh Jacobs, Chase Brown, Aaron Jones, Ray Davis, Braylon Allen, and Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. Those are just all chaperones. Even JCM is like 25. Brian Thomas Jr., A.J. Brown, Jordan Addison, Juwan Jennings, Emeka Egbuka, Kyle Williams, De'Ami Brown, and Parker Washington, David Njoku, Isaiah Likely, and Mason Taylor. All right, let's do another, man. We're chilling. We're hanging out. I got to get 50 of these done. Jamming entries on Redacted. Will GM and GL to you. Milroe, best served staying home. Yeah, I don't know, T-Bear. I believe in Milroe more than you, I guess. Jordan James looks like he practices stiff arm medicine ball drills for 6 hours a day. Hey, man. I love that for you, Blake. Do you think with the influx of rookie running backs, we get some 2023 Rashad Penny's 0 points from mid-round running back? Yes, absolutely. I think this range of guys right here, Brian Robinson Jr., Pacheco, ETN, Swift, Bigsby, Benson, Spears, Guerrero, Ray Davis. I think Javonte, multiple of those guys could be full zeros. More like Brady is asking how many of the rookie running backs become irrelevant after draft because of where they land. I think it's more likely guys will become irrelevant where they don't land because they're undrafted free agents. All right, it's the little board. We're having fun. I'm doing Justin Jefferson. Artillery Frost is going to pony up for a sidekick sub and multi-table 25 little boards at a time tomorrow. I believe they're still doing a sale. So I think it's $99 for the month. So I think you could do the $99 for a month and knock out 25 at a time easy. How many day one BBM drafts? I'll probably do 4. I'll stream for a while. I'll see what the viewership numbers are like, yes, PSX, you don't even know this because you weren't hanging out in the Discord for a while, but I got you confused with Paul Bergeron, another guy who hangs out here and in the Discord and stuff. And you were you posted in the Discord about how good of a pass catching running back Donovan Edwards is, and it has really stuck with me, but I misattributed it to Paul. But I've been taking a little bit of him because of you. Give me a cool 44 CBK. So I golfed on Saturday. And the weather was brutal. Like we were like rain, and it was so fun. We played from the senior tees. The weather was so bad and the greens were all messed up, and I was like, guys, why don't we just play from the senior tees? Like it would be fun. And guess what? It actually was insanely fun to play from the senior tees. Like legitimately some of the most fun I've had golfing. Yeah, I've done 4-person scrambles before. I enjoy, but let me tell you, the next time you go out, if the weather's kind of gross or whatever, and you just are just trying to get a couple holes in, go play from the senior tees. They're basically the senior tees are all the way up, but not the red tees. So it's one tee back from, I guess, what you would call the ladies' tees. I'm gonna take Trey McBride, so we're gonna do Jefferson McBride. That's a real slappy ass start. Yeah, like if you go play with your dad or whatever. Connor's sitting in the golf shop right now. Hell yeah, dude. I mean, and I'm not very good. Like I was still, you know, I think I shot a 90 from the senior tees, and now granted the weather was brutal, so it's not 100% my fault. You know what? I'm gonna drag Mike Evans up. I have like no combinations of these players. Playing the senior tees is like playing on a 7-foot rim. Yeah, but it's still golf, dude. You still have to make all the shots. So like I would be, so like I remember a hole. It was like a par 4 dog leg right. And it was close enough that I could hit it through the dog leg just because we were playing the senior tees, and I still made par. I hit it through the dog leg. I'm 40 feet maybe off the green, and I still made par. I've never swung a golf club for real, and I'm 43 years old. Am I dead to ever get good enough to make it a fun hobby? Absolutely not. No chance. I think if you are reasonably athletic and reasonably determined and reasonably driven, pretty much anyone can get competent at golfing enough to get around the course in 6 months. Seth just broke, dude. Your first time breaking 100 is I'll say this. My first time breaking 100 was more enjoyable and more, it felt like a bigger accomplishment than the first time I broke 90. Yeah, you don't even really have to be that athletic, but you should be mobile. Dan's dad started golfing at 50. Yeah, my dad always golfed, but didn't take it super seriously. But now, after all his kids moved out, he is like really good. My dad is like a 2 handicap. Traveled so hard. Oh, tough scene. My friend who's a plus handicap and had scholarships. Yes, playing. I've heard many good golfers say this before, Don. It's you if you play from the ladies' tees or the senior tees, you learn to score, which is the game, and you learn to think of the game that way. Ooh, what would be harder to do? Get a PGA Tour card or be on an MLB roster? They say that hitting a fastball is like the hardest thing to do. But I to me, I would guess PGA Tour card. The field size is much smaller. The total number of people who are eligible to be on the PGA Tour is much lower. Yeah. Connor is doing math the right way. There are more professional baseball players than professional PGA Tour card holders, like by like a significant margin, actually. Wow, is Hurts gonna fall all the way here? I might just take it. Yeah, you know what? Well, you know what? No, I'm not. I'm actually not going to. I'm gonna be stubborn here. I am gonna take. Ooh, this turn sucks. I'm gonna take Kittle. Weird build, double elite tight end. How about that? Put that double elite tight end in your pipe and smoke it. You can also specialize on an MLB roster. Yeah, if you're the fastest guy in the world, you could get on a roster to pinch hit. Yeah, his name was Jared Dyson, and he's one of my favorite Kansas City Royals of all time. Yes, this is so true. The margin between a KFT and a PGA Tour player is microscopically small. This is a very slappy move here. Chandler Simpson. Baseball is way harder. I mean, I don't disagree with you, but I think you would have a very similar experience watching like a recreational municipal golfer. Let's do Godwin and try to get Baker on this one. Like watching a recreational golfer try and play Chambers Bay or something would be like watching, you know, me try and hit a pitch. David Zach's interview scores just dropped. I'm not hip, dude. You have to tell me what's up. I'm not hip. Mr. Big Boy 1001 over on Twitch. Shout out to you, brother. Let me tell you something. Brother, you live at Chambers Bay? That's pretty sick. Think about watching a recreational golfer play Augusta National. Yeah. Precisely. Igbuka, yeah, this is not surprising, right? That Igbuka would interview very well. Ohio State media training. I mean, if you are not going to interview well coming out of Ohio State, then what are you even going there for, brother? Of course, Burden's was going to be bad. I hope Chris Sims comes out with a correction and Kyle Williams is his 22nd best wide receiver. That would be unbelievable. There you go. David Zach is a Dynasty Twitter guy. He was the one bringing up the missed tackle force stuff. Okay. Well, I need to stay woke. I am not suggesting that anything is wrong with David's stuff. That is just me not being hip, not anything wrong with him. Don birdied a par 3 at Detroit at the Fantasy Golf World Challenge last year. Is that the what do they call that tournament? What's the name of the tournament in Detroit? I forget. The People's Chaperone. GM B-Spurf. How we doing, brother? Yes, Rocket Mortgage. Yes. Yeah, one of the funniest tournaments every year. minus 27 winning scores. Man, I think like half the people in this draft are auto drafting. No, this is happening to multiple people. Yeah, Underdog is they're doing clay or copy paste dates. They are doing some like system maintenance stuff. They're like pushing stuff through, and it's messing up drafting on the desktop. How much ADP value makes an unstacked pocket passer worth it? I think you just have to ask yourself, what are you hoping happens in the final? You know, what are you hoping occurs with Joe Burrow when you get him to the final? You think he's going to be the winning scorer via running? You think he's going to be the winning scorer with Gesicki, or are you going to lose to a team that has Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase? Wow, this is a whack job team I have going. I'm going to take Judkins here. Judkins, Jefferson, Mike. Oh, I have Evans and Godwin, so I control the Baker Mayfield market, I think. I have played disc golf. It's okay. I do not enjoy it as much as I like traditional golf, but no hate. Are they going to wait until BBM is dealt with before they do albatross advancements? It's been so long. Guys, do you guys want me to ask? Here, I will ask New Me right now. Should I take Caleb Johnson or should I take? I think let's keep doing a weirdo team. This is about as weirdo as I get. Quinshawn, Caleb, Jefferson, Evans, Godwin, McBride, and Kittle. Sure. Yes, I should have just realized this, but if there are multiple auto drafters, I do not control the Baker Mayfield market. I would take a trip to the Waste Management Open. Wouldn't be my first golf event. But I would do it. Sure. Going to professional golf tournaments is a lot of fun. Brees just fell to me at pick 43. I have Brees ranked at 35. So I still believe. I will bet on the Kentucky Derby, Rob, but I wouldn't say I'm like a Derby head. I'll bet on it though. You know what is funny? Coolers. I don't know where my flip-flop went. Augusta would not be the number one for me. I don't know, and I don't even really know exactly why this is. But I would rather go to the Open. Me personally, I would rather go to a St. Andrews or a Royal Troon or something. It seems like so much more of a authentic golf experience. I have DK Metcalf ranked pretty considerably lower than his ADP. What do I think Bucky is worth rookie pick wise? I got offered him for the 1.5 and the 2.5. Well, that is like Amari and Hampton and Alec Io Manor. I'd probably hold at that price, but whatever. How un-American. No, I just love And now they're yelling at me in the Badge Bros Discord because I tried to get the Albatross info for you guys. I don't think there is a consensus 102. I've seen Tet there, I've seen Ward there, I've seen Hampton there. I do not think there is a consensus 102. Yeah, I mean, I would rank my golf tournament favorites. The Open Championship is my favorite. Masters second, US Open third, PGA fourth. If you could pick any 3 best ball influencers to draft together, I mean, I think the funniest, to me, one of the funniest combinations of people is anytime that Peter and Liam are together. I think it's really funny. No links golf near me, Connor, but I have played a couple up in Wisconsin and stuff. Links golf to me is just beautiful. I do not love Woodlands golf nearly as much as most Americans do. Links golf to me just is just about perfect. It's so you have to be so creative. Look, I do control the Baker Mayfield market. Baker, Judkins, Caleb, Jefferson, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Trey McBride, George Kittle. Stay woke. See, Martin, I disagree with this. I do not think Amari and Hampton has legendary upside. By links, Kyle, literally all I mean is treeless golf. It's obviously a lot of the stuff in the Midwest that calls itself links golf is not actually links golf. It's links in the sense that the holes are linked and there are no trees. It's not what I have played in America that is links golf. Like someone from Scotland or Ireland would be like, brother, there ain't no pot bunkers there. Yes, this is 100% true. Michigan is, I've played golf in Michigan, not a bunch of times, but a couple times. And it is a huge blast. I'm going to take Purdy here. God, this is the weirdest team I've ever built. Yeah. Aaron Hill. So I have not played Aaron Hills. But Aaron Hills is really nice. I actually can't really do an Irish accent. It ends up sounding Scottish. Yeah, there are super easy links courses pretty much everywhere. Michigan has the most public golf courses of any state in the US. I did not know that. I am taking a lake vacation to Michigan this summer. I got nothing. I got no ability to do Prussian for you. My great great grandfather came from the Czech Republic. So I guess that's Prussian E, but I don't have the ability to replicate that for you. I've tried to learn a couple words here and there, but it's yeah, well, that's what it's called. That's what it's called now, Mac Nova. But it's never been. My grandma or grandpa have never been able to clear up to me. Were we the Czech? Were we the? Because for a while, because then it was the Czechoslovakia. So were we Czech or were we Slovaks? And actually, here's a fun fact, PSX, about my last name. Everyone with my last name in the United States is related to me by blood or by marriage because it's an Ellis Island name. It used to be Mattek with a Z, Mattzek, and then it got changed at Ellis Island into Mattek. Next 25 big boards. Goods said that he's gonna be maxing. Yes. Yeah, Dan. Tyler Mattek, and he's dead. He died, I believe. No, he didn't. He didn't die. Who's the guy who died? Who's the Angels pitcher who died? Not Mattek didn't die. Who is the Angels pitcher who died? Skaggs. Tyler Skaggs. Yes, this was like 18 months ago or 24 months ago. Yeah, thank you guys. I wonder if me and Tyler Mattek are related. We probably are. Me and Tyler Mattek, I would guess, are probably related. Yeah, Octavio Dotel did just die. But I would, if I had to guess, I would guess that Mattek, not a super common name. All right. We got to take Hollywood Brown here. We just need something at wide receiver. Mayfield, Purdy, Judkins, Caleb Johnson, Jefferson, Evans, Godwin, Hollywood Brown, Trey McBride, George Kittle. I would do no such thing. I just got they're both named Tyler. I just got the last names confused. All right, we're gonna end up with a room of wide receivers of like guys that I never ever take because we are so dusted for ceiling here. Yeah, this is a Demarcus Robinson-esque team. All right, I'm gonna take Michael Pittman Jr. here. The last time we saw Michael Pittman Jr. play when he was healthy 2 years ago, he was pretty good. Michael Pittman Jr., I mean, I don't love him, but I am like kind of woke to him being like, dude, he had 109 catches, 1,100 yards, and 4 touchdowns 2 years ago. Yeah, he played through a broken back. Any contrarian takes do you have for the draft? I do wonder if some team trades up for Jeanty. That's one that I have not really heard. Like, what happens if someone just gets a bee in their bonnet for Jeanty? Like, what if the 49ers get a bee in their bonnet? What if the Broncos get a bee in their bonnet? I don't know. I feel like that is one of the most under discussed like, I'm trying to think of like the most logical team. Like, I don't know. And another thing that could happen is once one domino goes, like, let's say, I know I'm just looking at the big board right now. Like, let's say the Raiders do something really unexpected at 6. That sets off a whole other cascade. Joey, you don't know about this? Bee in their bonnet? That is a classic Midwesternism. You guys don't say this out on the coasts? You coastal elites don't say someone has a bee in their bonnet? You guys need to get out on the farm and put some work in. I love to do a good hillbilly accent. We're too busy flying over Missouri to learn your idioms. That's fair. Yeah, Southern people have different idioms, Blake. Lifelong East Coaster, and he has heard bee in his bonnet. Well, you guys when you tune into the Davis Mattek YouTube stream, you get to see how the other side lives. So I guess if my running back room is Judkins and Caleb Johnson, I mean, maybe we just take like 10, maybe we take like 9 running backs on this team. Because we're definitely good with 2 tight ends. I do not need a 3rd tight end with McBride and Kittle. Could argue you don't really need a 3rd quarterback with Mayfield and Purdy either. So maybe we just do some weirdo stuff. A bee in your bonnet. How would I exactly explain a bee in your bonnet? You're amped up. Yeah, you're just like, you're rah-rah. Yeah. Yes, sir. This is the little board too. Why say more word when less word do trick? I don't need a 3rd quarterback always becomes Milroe is a fun quarterback 3. Yeah, Shmuel, you know ball. That is true. That is true. All right, Dylan Sampson. I'm just super light on these bags. Gotta up the Dylan Sampson bags. What a weirdo! Oh, that was another rookie running back. That was not really. See, PSX. That's not even how we say it where I'm from. Instead of hitching, I get along, and I'm gonna take Urendo here. Actually, I'm gonna take Jerome. This team needs a chaperone. Jerome Ford, chaperone. Where I'm from, we don't say hitching your get along. We say hitching your giddy up. You gotta hitching your giddy up, son. Yes, this was actually the Jerome Ford ass team of all time. Now, bless your heart is more Southern. You wouldn't really say that to someone here. Or if you did say it, you would consciously be like mimicking a Southern person. I bet Blake knows about bless your heart, though. Bless your bonnet. All right. Are we looking a little bit more cromulent now? Baker Mayfield, Brock Purdy, Quinshon Judkins, Caleb Johnson, Dylan Sampson, Jerome Ford, Justin Jefferson, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Hollywood Brown, Michael Pittman Jr., Trey McBride, George Kittle. We're looking marginally more cromulent. Harold Fannin, you know what? Harold Fannin absolutely has a hitch in his giddy up. You could not be more accurate. Kansas is not the Midwest. It would depend how you were trying to define it. Giraffe. I would call it the Midwest. Someone else could maybe call it the Great Plains, but I would call it the Midwest. Again, Missouri isn't the South. Well, I do not consider Missouri the South because I'm from Kansas, and it is what it is. But if you want to get into technical definitions and whatnot, Missouri during the Civil War wanted to fight for the South. Missouri burnt down the University of Kansas campus in Lawrence as part of like raids, because Kansas was a free state. Kansas wanted to remain a free state, and Missouri wanted to remain a slave state. So yes, people like me from Kansas, we have this learned distaste for Missouri from a very young age. Who's the lowest ADP are we chaperone in best ball? Sladen, I've had this thought many times that Devin Singletary could totally be a chaperone. Scored 86 points last year, 4 touchdowns, 103 rushes. And then we go to Kansas State and live in Missouri. True. Missouri, Oklahoma, and Kansas, we should call the Mid-South. It's, you know what, man? You're not that wrong, Nolan. There is kind of a slightly different flavor to those 3 states compared to all the other Midwestern states. I'll totally grant you that. Zach Moss. I mean, isn't Zach Moss going to retire though, dude? He got put on the IR with a neck injury. That's so gnarly. I think Ohio probably is the most Midwest state. Yeah. I think that is probably fair. I don't know, what's the most Midwestern state? Ohio's got to be up there. All right. I mean, we just need anything at wide receiver. We have no rookie wide receivers, so I'm just going to keep building up these Kyle Williams bags. No, Michigan is its own thing. Can confirm Zach Moss has 1,000 games of NBA 2K played. Austin doesn't think it's Ohio. Chad says Michigan. East Coast says Iowa. I think you're right. I think it can't be. It has to be in a central time zone. I think that's true. Should I ask ChatGPT? All right, let's do Jalen Wright as a semi-chaperone here. So we're Mayfield, Purdy, Judkins, Caleb Johnson, Dylan Sampson, Jerome Ford, Jalen Wright. Indiana with a split time zone. That's true. All right, I'm gonna ask ChatGPT. What is the most philosophically Midwestern state? I think Iowa probably feels pretty close. I agree that Minnesota's way too educated and liberal. Yes, I completely agree. And ChatGPT agrees that Iowa. ChatGPT says that the most philosophically Midwestern state is Iowa. Corn is an inferior commodity. I believe that because I'm from Kansas. I think this is true. The most philosophically southern state is Alabama. Benny, I'm thinking we're back. Yeah, I'm thinking we're back. Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Michigan. They do feel like subdivisions because they are so far north. Yeah. Have any of you guys read Freedom by Jonathan Franzen? Wow, ChatGPT is just making it up on the fly. Many such cases, Beastburf. The fact that no one mentions the Dakotas is sort of proof that they are the most Midwestern states, period. Jonathan Franzen wrote a great book called Freedom that has a lot of just like good Midwestern insights in it. It was just a very interesting read. That's one that I buy for people like as a gift a lot. AI slop pepper, Tony. People are saying it. Let me tell you, getting an AI LLM to do what you want it to do, it is not as easy as you think. Facts are fluid. It's true. We do live in a post-truth era. Oh, the sun is shining outside right now, guys. And the UV index is 6. Might have to take the puppy outside on a little walkie walk after this. So we're just gonna keep slamming the button on running backs here, because we have Judkins, Caleb Johnson, Dylan Sampson, Jerome Ford, Jalen Wright. Wide receivers field, we have Baker doubled. We have Purdy single with Kittle. I don't know, the 49ers are going to draft a pass catcher. Huh. Sidekick wants A.D. Mitchell. I don't really want A.D. Mitchell. Do I? I don't know, man. You got to believe in something. You got to believe in something, and I do believe in A.D. Mitchell. I probably shouldn't, but I do. You said, I believe, then the little American ad came up starting with, I believe. Trippy out there. Post-truth era is a term coined by Davis Mattek in a YouTube stream titled Just When I Thought I Was Out. You guys never let me forget a miss, and I appreciate you for that. Wide receiver with a bad attitude and no production who cost his team the playoffs on a trick play against the Denver Broncos by throwing an interception and then laughed about it. You guys remember that? Remember when he just fucking laughed about it? Eli Mitchell, come on down. That was an all-time A.D. Mitchell moment. He just laughed, brother. He said, that shit is funny, dude. He said, we just missed out on the playoffs. Hilarious. Damn, only 83 likes, guys. 83 likes with 223 simultaneous viewers. I don't love that. I thought you guys fucked with me. Now, to be fair, it was kind of funny. Now, all I can hear in my head is the TikTok thing with A.D. Mitchell saying 6'2" and a bad attitude. So true. So true. I don't think there's gonna be a bonus draft today, brother. I think I'm a little under the weather. My AirPod just started to die, and I have a video recording in a little bit with Mr. Gibbs from CBS, and I want to go get some sun and take my dog outside. My dog would like to see the sun while it's out there. Who do you think has the lowest handicap for best ball YouTube streamers? I believe Herzig is pretty good. I think I don't know his exact handicap, but I believe Herzig is all right. I don't know. Depends on where you draw the line at best ball streamers. Like, Big T is a really good golfer. I don't know if you'd call him a best ball streamer or just like a DFS guy, but he's a really good golfer. Huh. I don't know. I'm trying to think who'd be the best. Leone golfs, but is not very good. Drew doesn't really play. I don't think Liam really plays. Peter does not golf. I don't know. There are a lot of guys who stream best ball who are like younger than me, who are like in their 20s. Like I went on Best Ball Guys stream, Eric. I went on his stream last week and he's like way younger than me. Crutches is a very good golfer. Crutches is, I think, like I want to say Crutches is like a 5, maybe even better. Connor says if he gives me 3 lessons with you, I'll get you breaking 90. I can break 90, Connor. I would say I am as long as I'm like kind of focused and in my own body while golfing, I can fire an 85 on most courses. No, it's not going to be pretty. And it's not really going to come with very many birdies. It's not a very aesthetic game. Connor, I do the thing that a lot of amateur golfers do that's really bad, where I sway. So if you imagine these are my legs standing on the green, and these are my hips, they sway back. Instead of turning like this, I sway back away from the target, then towards the target. So it just really limits my ability to generate distance. So it's a big issue. As long as I got nicotine gum, bro, I'm out there breaking 90. All right, definitely need another running back. All right, let's do Keaton Mitchell on this one. I practice more than I play. I go to the range probably 4x as often as I actually go golf and just work on stuff. I've gotten a lot better, but obviously I still have like a pretty far way to go. All right, I'm gonna take Torrey Horton. Horton here's a who, and we are gonna do the 28882. Pepper Tony, I'm more in the MLB daily streets. I'm firing pick'ems for NBA, but I'm honestly having a lot of fun with MLB dailies. I feel like MLB dailies are kind of like the perfect game for underdog. Like I find great joy gonna do another draft. All right, I'll tell you guys this. I'm gonna check the likes. If we get to 150 likes, it's at 110 right now. If we get to 150, I'll do another. 150 likes, I'll do another. Well, 150 likes, one more draft. There you go. 150 likes, one more draft. I want to do it anyway. My dog can enjoy her kennel for another 45 minutes or whatever. I do want to get some sun though. I'm tired. I am tired of being a no UV boy. 220 watching should be easy. Yeah, I think a lot of people, and I do this too. So in no way do I mean this as a criticism, but a lot of the times I will watch something on YouTube with the screen off. Like I won't be actively watching the screen, so it'll be hard for me to click like button. You guys are to 135, so I think you can get 150. Way too rambunctious to be free reign in the house, brother. Way too rambunctious. She does her best, man. She does her best, but she just cannot help it. I mean, dude, she's a 10-month-old golden retriever, and she's Pepper Tony. She is massive. This dog is a baby, and it weighs 60 pounds already. It's gonna be one of the biggest golden retrievers I've ever seen. She like when she's full grown, I think she's gonna be like 80, 90 pounds as like a big golden retriever. She's not too bad at if she's been, walked and stimulated and exercised for the day. But if we're just sitting on the couch and she's like a little bored, like she's a terror. In high school, I worked the range, and when the place was empty, I didn't have to pick. I would just go. Yeah, just hitting the ball. It's crazy how much it adds. All right, I took Ja'Cory Cross-Camara at PSX. This is for you, buddy. Donovan Edwards. Yeah, dude. She's gonna be 100. She's gonna be 100 or more. She's huge. Yeah, hips. Her hips are gonna dust off young. True. 7 more likes and we'll do another one. 7 more likes. I don't mean to be a stickler out here, but I will be. 7 more likes and I will do another draft. All right, so this team, I don't do a ton of these. A 2-8-8-2. Baker Mayfield stacked with Evans and Godwin. Brock Purdy stacked with Kittle. Running back room, Quinshon Judkins, Caleb Johnson, Dylan Sampson, Jerome Ford, Jalen Wright, Elijah Mitchell, Keaton Mitchell, Donovan Edwards, a lot of dudes named Mitchell, Justin Jefferson, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Hollywood Brown, Michael Pittman Jr., Kyle Williams, A.D. Mitchell, Torrey Horton, Trey McBride, and George Kittle. Oh, he's the mayor. The mayor is a very good golfer, trout stalker. He, I've played with Peter before, and he is an absolute stick. All right, we did it. We got to 150, brothers. You did it, and I'm proud of all of you. So there we'll go. We'll do one more. The problem is when she thinks she's still a lapdog. So even if you were 1% tired in the recliner, yes. So obviously, my dog does think she is a lapdog. 100%. But she's so big now at 10 months that she can put, if she wants to, and she's not allowed to do this, but she can put her paws on my shoulder. Not that I'm a tall guy, but she's a big girl. 150 likes for a Little Board 2 stream on a Monday. If UD wants to ensure they fill the little board, they should just pay Davis to stream. Well, buddy, they do. Yeah, people are saying this. I actually am. My negotiation my deal with them is up in July, so I should be negotiating with them soon. Oh, looks like Mr. Liam just went live. Don't give your dogs greenie. Okay. I don't. I love my dog so much. And this is just classic. This is just classic bullshit. But I brush my dog's teeth. And by I mean my wife. We have like dog toothpaste to brush her teeth. My deliverables coolers are 2 best ball streams per week, obviously way over that, and some pick'em stuff. My deliverables are super low. All right, we'll do, you know what? Slappy season. I'm taking Jeanty. Yeah, I've used bone broth on dry dog food when my dogs were like sick and not wanting to eat. Jeanty and McCaffrey. Feels like that's kind of a slappy start. Literally, white people be like, dude, time to brush my dog's teeth. That's real. My my Saint Bernard had really gnarly teeth. She had to get an abscessed tooth pulled out. White people be like, I gotta go take my dog to the vet so my dog's abscessed tooth can get pulled out. But yeah, if you don't take care of your dog's teeth, that'll be like one of the first things that starts to go wrong with them. Like, if you think about like, oh, how would a dog in the like, what would be something that would kill a dog, like, quote unquote, in the wild, like evolutionary speaking? It's the same thing. This is the same thing is true with people. Like, you ever think like, oh, like, what happened to people 1,000 years ago? What happened to ancient Romans' teeth? They just fell out, and it was really easy to die of a dental issue. Very easy to die. Like Julius Caesar could have died of a root canal or whatever. Not a root canal, a cavity, a real gnarly abscess tooth. But the teeth thing is controllable. You can't. Your dog's hips are gonna do what they're gonna do. There's nothing you can do there, but you can. Take their teeth. I never know. I never know what we're gonna be talking about when we start this program. Could literally be anything. How many drafts? This is gonna be the last one because I have to go do a video with Jacob Gibbs after this. We're gonna chat. What prospects do you want Jacob and I to talk about? We're doing prospect stuff. We're gonna be doing. Hopefully, we're gonna talk about LeQuint and Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt and Nick Nash probably. I can ask him about Ja'Cory Brooks. Jacob really knows ball. He's a fun guy to chat with. 100 likes and Davis will read us a book from the shelf. That's a good question. Do you think we would get copyright struck if I read from a book? No, of course I got to ask him about Lan. Of course I got to ask him about Mr. Larison. You know what? Me and Lan are fighting right now, dude. He has not contacted me since I last texted him. So maybe Lan is not one of us. Maybe he doesn't want to. Maybe he's not hip with us, which is a real bummer. All right, let's do. I'm just gonna keep taking Mike Evans because I'm light on Baker in these. What happened to the Ricky White hype is that he kind of had a bad combine, I think, or bad pro day. Did he maybe didn't even run at the combine? Damn, I was gonna take Rashi. All right, let's take JMO. Yeah. Oh, he ran a 4.61. I mean, that's what happened is he ran a 4.61. I like. We can ask him about Ollie Gordon. I kind of like Ollie Gordon more than the market. Connor Rogers ranked Larison over LeQuint. I mean, you know what? I get it. Because LeQuint is not... If you look at what LeQuint Allen is, LeQuint is like Samaj... It's like speed running Samaj P. Ryan's career to the end, to where he's at right now. I do not like clicking Jackson Smith and Jigba right now. At 31 is fine, but I can't take him ahead of, it's even hard for me to take him ahead of Worthy. Yeah, the 3-4 turn stinks. After Worthy, man, I just am like, dude, all these guys suck. I'm hoping that the NFL draft reinvigorates that feeling in me. What is the argument for JSN in half PPR with Sam Darnold? What is I don't know. I mean, JSN is obviously a very talented player. He got to the 100 receptions. Just like, dude, can he score 11 touchdowns? I don't know. Nick, the 3-4 turn is not fire. I need you to recant immediately. Devonta Smith and Zay Flowers are not fire. They're fine. Well, yes, Worthy and Rice are fun, but not everyone heads into these draft rooms just planning on slamming the button on Rashee Rice a billion times. We just don't know. We just don't know, brother. No offensive line. Desperate quarterback. Well, is Sam Darnold desperate, or is Sam Darnold now actually not desperate because he made $100 million? Zay can equal Worthy, Garrett will I don't know, maybe. Adams, Rice, Worthy, Evans, Marv, Cook, Brown, JMO, Hampton, Lamar, Devonta. I don't know. To me, it feels like a market drop-off. To me, it feels like there is a decent shift. Yeah, but that's the thing is, the market is about to take such an immediate shakeup. It will be very funny how much that these pockets of the draft that we don't like are gonna change. It'll be huge. Also this. Also this. Nothing is fun because we've been doing the same thing for 3 months. Also, absolutely. You know what? I need a wide receiver. Let's see. I just never take Calvin Ridley. Never, ever. Just like it just never even occurs to me to select him. I think it's totally fine to windmill slam Hampton right now. I guess that's fine. I don't know. Maybe I think I probably am more like Jake, where I am continually drafting the same sorts of teams time and time again. And with a lack of new information. And so I probably should just be trying to draft different stuff. And you know, I'm staying woke. I'm not going to get out little boarded. I'm going to take Travis Hunter at pick 62. I don't think I've actually gotten room once in 50 of these. I don't think I've ever even had him queued. Yes, you do need to be a Ben Johnson respecter. James, that is not fair. I have no problem taking my lumps, but the year that Sky Moore was a rookie, I was still a sophisticated auto drafter. So I did not have that much of Sky Moore. Now, did I have a lot of Kadarius Toney? Yes. I had a lot of Kadarius Toney. But I cannot abide by 35% Sky Moore accusations. Or yes, as he prefers to be professionally known now, the young Joka. The young Joka, Kadarius Toney. Everyone in these rooms is auto drafting. Luckily, yeah, no comment has ever cost anyone as much as when Brick called me a sophisticated auto drafter. He cut me deep. It really hurt. I did not love it. Okay. Jeanty McCaffrey, honestly, is that not a fire start? I'm getting kind of hyped on a nice Dylan Sampson landing spot. For real, dude, I just do not get it with Dylan Sampson. I've looked at the metrics, I've read all these scouting reports. To me, there is nothing that makes Dylan Sampson any different than any of the other speed backs that I expect to go round 5. Yeah, I mean, one of my like truth serum is that Devin Neal is way better than Dylan Sampson. But no one wants to hear that. Like Sampson is fine, but he doesn't make me excited. You know, if that's I mean, maybe that doesn't mean anything. But like, I get excited watching DJ Giddens or RJ Harvey. I'm like, oh wow, yeah, you guys are really good. Yeah, Neal's vision, the way he moves in between all those linemen and linebackers is just like unbelievable. And I know that is like, you know, non-falsifiable, like bullshit style analysis. I get it. I didn't get excited watching Derrick Henry rumble for 2,000 yards last year because every rumbled yard was costing me money, Pepper Tony. Every yard was just like another nail in my throat. The case for Travis Hunter, the Rams trade up. I don't even think that has to happen, dude. I think Travis Hunter as a Brown is totally fine for fantasy. I have got no issue with that. as an analysis point at all. He should be able to get 80 receptions. I mean, like, I expect him to be outproducing Jeanty by the end of the season, basically. And if you don't think he can be better than Jeanty, then probably you should be out. He's just catching deep balls from Joe Flacco, brother. He's chilling. All right. You know what? Sure. Here's how you get me on Brandon Ayuk. This is the only spot where I would take Brandon Ayuk. When I have a running back start, he's my 5th wide receiver. I haven't taken an elite tight end. That's how they get me on Brandon Ayuk. I would say I'm going to take Baker with Evans. James, I would say I think Hunter plays a minimum of 50% snaps at wide receiver. That's kind of my guess. Buck sold me on Ayuk a little bit. Yes, I believe your prime sum did go through, Mr. Crank Emperor 25. I apologize. I do not have alerts set up on like where I'm streaming from on Twitch, but I do appreciate all Twitch Prime supporters and all of my viewers over on Twitch. Y'all are the salt of the earth. And Mr. Crank Emperor 887, I appreciate you. You know, I actually have the YouTube window up and the Twitch window up. The Twitch window is way better. The bit rate and the framing is way cleaner, way smoother, way better. Like, not even close. All right. So we got Baker Mayfield, Ashton Jeanty, Christian McCaffrey, Mike Evans, Jameson Williams, Calvin Ridley, Travis Hunter, and Brandon Ayuk. Okay. This actually is a weirdo team for me. A bunch of guys other than Jeanty that I don't take all that often, but I am liking the texture of this team quite a bit. Giddens moves just like Shady McCoy. I can see that. I can see that as a comp. I don't know. It's so funny. I've been doing this activity, you know, this fantasy football stuff for so long that I actually remember LaShawn McCoy as like the young guy. I've been doing fantasy football stuff so long that I remember LaShawn McCoy as like not quite as a prospect, but I remember him as like, what's his breakout season look like? I will, James, I love you and I appreciate you, but I think no chance is Travis Hunter playing 5 offensive snaps a game at wide receiver. I think you're probably wrong about that. If I was to handicap it, I would say it's more likely he plays 5 defensive snaps per game, you know, as like a true nickel corner, effectively. But, you know, go with God. He didn't even participate in wide receiver practices or meetings. And he still was as good as he was at wide receiver. I think maybe we are simply approaching this from a different perspective, but I would view that as a positive, right? So I would be, in my head, I'm thinking, well, yeah, dude, that is a smash, because it obviously means that he was just getting by on ability, which is much harder to do. I want my guy to get by on ability, basically. I know this is brutal. We are struggling with the auto drafters in this. I didn't know when I agreed to do an extra draft for 150 likes that I was consigning myself to this. It's file that under things you hate to see, because I hate to see it. All right, so what do I do here? Goff with JMO doesn't. I think I'd rather the tight end. I might be. I'll tell you what. I might be ready to move to this spot in my head. I might be ready to move Kelsey ahead of Andrews. Pretty close, I think. They forgot the golden rule. They don't have to draft well, but they better frickin' draft quickly, brother. Don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. You know what? I am going to click Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce as the top tight end on this team. So it is going to be a 3 tight end team. Spoiler alert. Now, Slayton, to be fair, what do we do? Psychic wants Njoku, Jeanty. You know what? We're taking Rashid Shaheed and we're setting up another Mill Road team. Albert Breer said people believe the Lions might try to move JMO. Wouldn't that? I don't know, man. That feels like it would be a mistake to me. But I don't know. Maybe they're kind of wanting to press the reset button a little bit. I could see it. Alcoholic Saints fans love the Shaheed. LaDainian Tomlinson, followed by Brian Westbrook, remains. Yeah, there's nothing like having that truly legendary fantasy season. It feels so weird. Yeah, I agree. It feels weird. I don't know. Maybe Breer might just be saying stuff. Would you take a trade of the 201 and a 2026 second for Chris Olave on a contender? Are you saying you are a contender, or Artillery Frost, is this the team that you are trying to rebuild? Wow. I had LT with AP during AP's rookie season. There's a lot of buzz from insiders that the Jags might draft Jeanty. I got to be honest, dude. I don't believe that the Jaguars are going to take Jeanty, but I think that the writing might be on the wall for those guys anyway, really. I'm looking for a pick in this. If you were a contender, I would not do that. Artillery Frost. I really would not. That is I think a bit light for Olave. Hey Crutches, stop watching the stream and draft faster, people are saying. Jaguars are the second favorite to draft Jeanty. They jumped the Bears. That was the type of stuff I was talking about on Gambly earlier, about being like, well, it just doesn't make much sense to me, so I want to go the other way. I remember being a huge Colts fan and doing the Colts mega stack in the early 2000s with Manning, Edgerrin, Wayne Clark. Yeah, you probably won your league by about $1 billion. Someone offered me Mahomes and Olave for Burrow in a 4th. I mean, I would probably accept that. But, you know, it's your league, brother. Your league, got to live your truth. I think the Jaguars are too dumb to trade back. And they have like a lot going on in their front office. Seems under-discussed how badly the Jets need a wide receiver too. I think just because everyone just assumes they're just going to pound the frickin' rock. Wow, you also have Lamar in a super flex? I mean, it's a pretty good offer. The answer on Albatross payouts was, it was communicated to me that it is going to be done this week, Charles. That's all I can give you. I have no other information than that. All right. Probably running back here. Maybe I just get Cam Ward out of the way, because I'd be too tilted if I lost him. This is really, I like this. I like this thing in the sidekick. They've got Cam Ward highlighted as Tennessee. All right, let's go Tootin first, and then hope to get my boy coming around the turn. Let's do Cam Ward, 152. I mean, I'm just going to do it, I think. I'm going to be too tilted if I miss. I'm going to take Cam Ward and set up I think that's my very first Ward Ridley, I believe. Yeah, the Ward to Kyle Williams reunion, true. I mean, I am not trying to lecture people about Justin Fields. Like, Justin Fields is not... I don't think Justin Fields is a great NFL quarterback, but he has been put in a lot of like relatively difficult situations. Like if you look at all the stuff he's been asked to do. Fields was with Pitts when he signed with. Okay. Done some gross Ward Spears Chig. That is pretty gross. That is how I know that you guys are my people. Yeah, he's totally capable of starting. And then obviously, like, you know, fantasy people are more into him because he's such a good runner. And, you know, it is a skill. Running as a quarterback is like a useful skill, right? Is the Cardinals running backs undervalued by ADP? Top 5 run game last year. If you're really nervous about Connor's age, you can get him and Benson for cheap. Well, they seem like a pretty good favorite to add a running back in the draft, and they still have Amari DiMercato and Michael Carter, who played all the third downs. So it's like, yes, the Cardinals run game is good, but I think you are looking at a spot with the Cardinals run game where you're like, yeah, all the production might come from 90 different dudes, you know. You're good. It's going to be way spread out. Ray-Bans, we are done with the big board. I'm streaming the little board too. That's where we're at in the spring. I'm streaming the little board too, Bobby. How goes the haircut game, brother? You living the dream out there, my man? These auto drafters are we're gonna be here all day. I didn't know we are actually gonna be here until I have to go do this video with Jacob. This draft is gonna take 3 hours. How do I help the Kyle Williams drafters? Do I give them a gambling hotline, or is there a don't know ball hotline? Well, sadly, WFN, I have caved to big Kyle Williams, to the Kyle Williams cabal. I cannot help but be clicking on Kyle Williams. And in fact, I probably am even going to click on Kyle Williams here. Now, I don't know if he's very good. In fact, I think he probably is like just okay. But it sounds like the NFL thinks he's very good. And it's definitely not just Chris Sims that thinks he's good. But yes, getting a possible second round pick who wasn't drafted for 60% of the contest is in fact quite good. But Kyle Williams, all the red flags of Lee get with even less production, and also doesn't have the cool accent. The cool accent, big part of the ethos, man. Big part of the ethos is the cool accent. You got to add that in. All right, sure, I'll take Adam Thielen. Why not? Why not Adam Thielen as the wide receiver 7? Got to make up for the fact that we started running back. Jalen Knoll, I mean, I don't know if I would say him, but I think he's probably a good click. Yes, a lot of these rookies are going to produce Malachi Corley seasons. You've never been more correct about something. All right, I'm going to click the button on Ray Davis or Devin Neal here. Sure, Ray Davis. Bang. Ray Davis is the running back 4 with Jeanty, CMC, Tootin. We could probably get away. This is going to have to be a 3 tight end team, though. Was the Dart not attending the draft and Nothing Burger? Saw a headline a couple days and haven't heard if that's likely. I mean, I don't know what to make of. I do not know what to make of Milrose going. Now Shadur's not going, but he was going. Then Dart was invited, but he's not going. I have no way to really know, honestly. Dart is pretty long odds to fall out of the first. Yeah, maybe he just doesn't want to go. There will be 10,000 Kyle Williamses being like, why am I trending on Twitter when Kyle Williams gets drafted? That is very funny. That is a good bit. Yeah, round 20 Kyle. Well, the thing is you can't get him in round 20 anymore. That's the big difference, is you can't get him in round 20 anymore. Do you think Kyle knows he has the weight of 1,000 slappies on his shoulders? Probably not. Probably not. James maxed before the Kyle Williams hype train. Well, good for you, brother. Even people in the South do not understand Lee Gett's accent. Lee Gett's accent is crazy. It really is. Salute to you, Bobby. Hot year round, good for business. Torrey Horton is still a good value. That's true. 2.5 quarterbacks in the first round is minus. I mean, I think that's the right number. I think a lot of the draft sharps are actually betting against it. Like I know, like I think Anthony Amico has a lot of stuff shading the quarterbacks. Like he's got stuff shading Shadur and Dart and Milroe and stuff, which is kind of interesting. Yes, this year's wide receiver class way worse than last year's. That is 100% true. Why do we ignore that Darius Slayton's fantasy points scored per season is basically the same as Romeo Doubs? Well, frankly, I don't like either of them. I don't really like either of those guys for fantasy. Now, my weekly co-host, Mr. Chesley Murphy, that dude that is a guy who likes himself some Darius Slayton. If you've ever wanted to hear someone glaze Darius Slayton, the full glaze is there. Tankdale does have an ADP. I don't know if I've seen him taken, but he does have an ADP. Darius Slayton, true, has been a professional wide receiver. That's real. All right, we got to do something at tight end, and you know what? I'm actually gonna make it Hunter Henry. Hunter Henry, he's just not gonna give me zeros. All right, and now we are back up with another pick. Sidekick wants Braylon Allen. A little bit less hip to that here. Let's do an Anthony Richardson team. That's kind of fun. Baker, Cam Ward, Anthony Richardson. I am still roughly believing in AR. I do not own an umbrella, Cole. No umbrella for me. Oh, what is the current state of the Anthony Richardson wars? I've been very cost conscious on Anthony Richardson. I was in on him as a rookie. I was out on him as the quarterback 5, and I'm super in on him this year. Not super. I'm in on him at this price, at quarterback 28 or whatever. Is the myth of the massive Tomcats in the Midwest true? My granddaddy dispatched a 43-point Tomcat that killed some of his chickens, and he said that some of the escaped Midwest house cats get that big. I don't know about that. I do not know about that, Blake, but what I do know is that they said for a lot of my childhood, they said there were not like cougars or mountain lions in Kansas, but then there absolutely are. I mean, I don't disagree with this, that Milroe is Richardson, except he's 80% less drafted, for sure. Yeah, if you think Anthony Richardson starts week 17, he's a jam. If Richardson is the 25th best passer in the league instead of the 32nd, he's the fantasy QB 10. My favorite barbecue spot in the world is Arthur Bryant's on 18th and Brooklyn in Kansas City, Missouri. It's right off of Interstate 70. It's my absolute favorite place to get barbecue in the whole world. Hands down, no question. God, dude, just even thinking about that is making my mouth water right now. That's my favorite barbecue. My favorite barbecue in St. Louis to get is Salt and Smoke. Salt and Smoke is really good here in St. Louis. I mean, it's like fast food barbecue kind. Not fast food, but not like super traditional, but it's really good. Yeah, Oklahoma Joe's is very good as well. Q39 for kind of more like upscale barbecue in Kansas City. All right, now the question is, so someone took Mitchell, so he didn't come back. So part of the reason why I want to take Richardson there is I thought Mitchell would come back around to me, and he very much did not. So if I could have this one back, I definitely would. I would definitely toss Richardson back. Would have taken a running back with the last pick, then a wide receiver with this pick. And then I would have taken one of Shadur, Dart, or Milroe. Hey, I'm in a calorie deficit too, brother. You're not alone. This is the source of a great argument. Is Oklahoma the South or the Midwest? I've argued about this with many people. I am of the belief that Oklahoma is the Midwest. Some people would call it the South. Some people say it's its own thing. Some people says it's slightly different. But all right. You know what? We're staying woke. Our third tight end. I mean, it's just going to be Mason Taylor. Travis Kelce, Hunter Henry, Mason Taylor. Pointing room. Colorado is not the Midwest. I agree with this. In Dynasty, I think it's basically over for Richardson. He's not going to get his. He is not going to get a contract extension. The Colts, unless he totally turns it around this year, he is very likely to. The Colts are going to move on from him, like almost 100%. Yeah, I'm a little ill right now. I have a small bit of sniffles. Nothing major. Small little sniffles. I mean, the betting markets have Mason Taylor as a decent chance, and I believe it was Mr. Daniel Jeremiah, Mr. Move the Sticks, said that he thinks Mason Taylor is going to be a back end first round pick. So I see it. I agree with this. The South is Florida, Georgia, Louisiana, Mississippi, Tennessee, the Carolinas, Virginia, Alabama, Kentucky. I agree. It's not going outside that got me sick. It was that I stayed up past my bedtime. You know, I stayed up past my Dr. Andrew Huberman prescribed bedtime. You disobey the good doctor once, and you get the consequences. What about West Virginia? West Virginia is kind of like its own thing too, because it's like the Appalachians, right? Oh yeah, Peppertoni. 8 hours a night, mandatory. I will move things around. Like I am not going to not get my 8 hours. Anything below Delaware is south to me. I've never heard this said, that West Virginia is a highly underrated state. Yeah, if you don't have kids, then 8 hours should be auto smashed. Virginia doesn't have an SEC team, so they cannot be considered Southern. I don't know about that. Where's Vanderbilt? Is Vanderbilt in Tennessee? All right, how are we going to finish this one out? Baker, Cam Ward, Anthony Richardson, Ashton Jeanty, Christian McCaffrey, Bashal Tutin, Ray Davis, Elijah Mitchell, Mike Evans, Jameson Williams, Calvin Ridley, Travis Hunter, Brandon Ayuk, Rashid Shaheed, Adam Thielen, Travis Kelce, Hunter Henry, and Mason Taylor. Definitely one more running back, I think. Nick's boy, Jaden Blue is gone. Oh, you know what? How about we do the fourth best wide receiver in the NFL, Treylon Burks? Should we do that? All right. We're going to do Marcus Yarns. We've taken a different UDFA running back every time. We'll do Yarns. And let's do I actually was being serious about that. Let's take Treylon. Treylon's blurb, not nearing return yet. My God. Treylon Burks tore his ACL. I did not even remember that Treylon Burks tore his ACL. Did you guys remember that? I did not. That was a 0% recollection moment for me. My core. Any theoretical Titan or Colts wide receiver. You know what? Nah, we're just gonna take him. We're just gonna take him. He won't be ready for camp. Probably won't be ready for week 1. And he is still Treylon Burks. So it seems like a pretty good round 20 pick to me, brother. The only appropriate comment after you select Treylon Burks. Why? It's a good question. Worth answering. Yes, yeah, he made a crazy catch downfield and then he tore his knee. Okay, boys, that's it for me today. I'm going to go record a video with Jacob Gibbs. It's going to be out later this afternoon, so you guys can go and check that. I suppose I'll probably fire up the stream tomorrow and Wednesday. So, yeah. We'll see you guys all then. Make sure that you like the video. Please make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. Consider joining as a member to the channel to come hang out in Discord, get members-only videos, members-only streams, and all kinds of other cool stuff for supporters here at the channel. I'll see you guys back soon.
It's Short King Summer, dude. It just feels like no one in fantasy sports ever learns anything. Does he mistime it, or is Brock Bowers just a grown man? Brock Bowers is just a grown man. Dare I say, Rich, football might be back. In the words of Lane Johnson, this